Hello, and welcome to my playground. This is the Mad Chemist Church or Church McGurch, depending on where you know me from, and welcome to Madman Review. Today we're taking a look at Lightyear Frontier. Now, I'm going to preface this review with saying I have not fully completed the available content for this game. Why? Because I don't really like this style of game. And I have some pretty big complaints and quality of life issues that, let's just say, make the game not fun for me. As you saw when I loaded in, I have 41 hours on this game. And this is about as far as I've gotten. Kind of out of, I don't know what you want to call it, not understanding of what's going on. As you can see, I am in a mech.
Time for some manual labor.
So you get this mech, and you start off crashing on this island, or crashing on this planet, and you now need to, you're here to farm resources to send to other planets. This is what so you set down your farm. This tells you the features of your farm, your upgrade, the next, what happens, name, upgrade, everything here. My portrait's kind of in the way, blocking just kind of numbers. You then can build all these other things which allow you to upgrade your mech. So you go into this platform, roll over here. You then can customize. You can change looks if you don't like what this is. Like, this is what I have currently equipped right now. The hot rod stuff. But if I didn't like the hot rod stuff, I could go here and I could select something different. Like if I really like that look. You can come over here and craft. Craft different parts, craft different mechanics, craft different attachments, and then you get mods. A lot of these mods aren't that bad. Like, I'm not enables mech to surf on water for 10 seconds. See, like, that should not have taken this long to get. It took me way too long to get something like this because I've fallen in water countless times that I should not have fallen in and died. Because if you go too far into water, your mech takes damage, and that's kind of not what happened. The current damage I have, actually no, the current damage I have is from the protocol, the emergency protocol. So you can stand in water. But if it gets too deep, you go into an emergency protocol and you're immediately kicked out and all your stuff takes damage. So you can see my attachment took damage, all my parts took damage. None of my attachments luckily took damage because even though I didn't have an attachment out, sometimes they still do take damage. Because you do take damage from running into things. Like, this is my water drone. I have these plants out. If I need water, I can... These pitcher plants, they hold X amount of water that you can get. So starting with the basics, yeah, and then
no worries, everything looks intact.
Just fell over while barely touching stuff. So if your mech gets damaged, you can make these repair kits. Hop out of your mech, equip your repair tool, and repair your mech. And you can kind of see what on the bottom left what needs repaired. You just can't see your attachment. You can see I've got everything at 100%. I'm good. And then I have, like, I can seed, I can water, I can make mounds of dirt, I can take mounds of dirt away, painting, and then just open hand. This is for combat, which there really isn't any combat. There's like one enemy in the entire game and one variant of said enemy in the entire game. And they're a joke. I can spray water. You can vacuum up resources, or you can vacuum up water to refill your tank. This shoots seeds out. This shoots entire trees out. Seed the different kinds of seeds. This is pretty much all the different kinds of seeds and sproutlings in the entire game. So not much, since this is an early access. These are just kind of decorations here. This kind of stuff right here is just all kind of decoration, so none of this really has anything. Like I said, that's your kind of your home base. That's where you upgrade your mech. Those are watering drones eventually you get that I literally just got, and then after getting them, I had to spend like several days to get the resources to build them. Because of how much energy they take, I then had to get all the resources to build these combustion generators. But there's also NPCs. Eventually, once you get an NPC up to like you enough, you can build them a house. I am so close to getting this NPC to that point where I'm maxing out her favorability with me. I just need steel bars, and I'm like, steel bars are really far away. I don't know why they're really like one of the harder things. There's eggs you can find, and then you saw over there, you can incubate the eggs. They hatch into these different animals, and then you can then get your animals. They need food, water. You make the food and the water, put in these little troughs here, and this tells you what they do, what their age is, what they give you, what they drop, all the different kinds of things. One of my biggest gripes is that they will not drop something if they are not happy by the end of the day. So right now, everything is happy. Also, there's trailers. Eventually, there's like better trailers. But so far right now, I've got the basic stuff. So the only way to get them to drop stuff is if they're happy. So they can't be alone. They have to have water. They have to have food. And that you have to pet them. So you have to remember every day to come out here and pet every single one of your animals. So if you've got 100 animals out there, you've got to painstakingly go through every single one and pet them. As I haven't seen like a drone or anything that'll go pet them for you. You have different things, crafting things to make seed, things to make ingots, furnaces, paints. The fodder is basically food for the animals. Your assembler is basically like your basic construction for parts. Generators, your saw, obviously your mineral crusher, kind of obvious. That over there is your oil presses. These are your seed extractors. Kind of obvious what flower press obviously makes. Furnace, obvious, kind of like obvious things. You can also build a merchant's station. A merchant once a day will drop down, give you an option of different variety of items that you can purchase, and some will be discounted, some will be upcharged depending on randomness. There are quests, as you can see. I have 2 quests up at top left. I have like my status, how much weight I have, what my comfortability from decorations, the time of day, and like how much energy is being output. Bottom middle of the screen, I used to have a bunch of stuff. The box, this also gives you a bunch of rewards. Like there's a bunch of stuff you can get from like the holidays and other events that they do over like multiplayer stuff you can contribute to. You can change the way your character not really looks, but you can change like the color of your character's stuff. You can change your character's helmet because this is a multiplayer game. You can decorate your house. There's a bunch of random different things. And then the other thing is you can sleep. And the sleep gives you buffs based on your comfortability level. This is the build menu, all the different things you can build. You know, you can see what it costs, if it takes power, all that kind of fun stuff. Like, I now have that, but I now have to spend that time to go get the iron to make the ingots, then to make the frames. It's a pain. It is a giant pain. So when you sleep, you get your comfortability level. See, I'm on day 92.
Wakey, wakey, partner. The weather's real nice.
My drone now starts going,
out there
otherwise
and
I'd
seize the
have to be
day.
doing that. So I got my buffs. As you can see, I have all the different buffs that you can currently get. The other thing about this game is... So the main purpose of this game is you take these resources by farming them, farming and gathering, and you then send them to these planets. This is the multiplayer thing I was talking about, where you can get, if the community reaches that full thing, we get a free mod basically for our ship. And then 177, that's your power level, so that's how many different mods and things I can put on my mech, or how powerful of mods and things I can put on my mech. And then up here is your progress bar of what you've unlocked. So you can see each planet. If I click on this one, it tells me recovering, the status of its colony status. So it's just gone from struggling to recovering. So the more stuff I send, the better off it'll be. And as far as I understand, there hasn't really been... I just got the notification saying oh, my energy is overloaded. So you go here, you pick your oil. It honestly doesn't seem like it matters which oil you put in there. It all does about the exact same amount. That's kind of what's also been... I'm kind of against, is the fact that it seems like the plants take like a day to like 6 days, and then you can turn the plant into oil. Each oil seems to do about the exact same amount of time, so the 1 day oil seems to be the exact same amount of time as the 6 day oil. So I'm kind of like, that's not right. You see, as it tells you how much you have in your farm and how much it needs. So I have 4 of these. I can click this, put 2 in there, and then it puts it in there. And then I'd click this, fill this up to 5,000, and then it would shoot it off. And it would get me 4 more power, which had 4 more power to that total, which would knock down this milestone. When you reach a milestone, you unlock new stuff. Like this, I'd need 16 more deliveries to reach the next milestone, which gets me an oil mixer, a storage shed, seed extractor 3, a combustion generator 3, all these mods, and steel parts. So I'm gonna need that, probably the new furnace to make the steel, so I'd have to build the steel furnace. Then I could make the oil, the better oil. I get like that. I can get these better attachments with it, which these aren't really much better other than they have better duration and they have more mod attachments to them. And then you can't really see what the next milestones are. And then the content is ended. This is blocked because these are for future updates. So the game isn't fully really even out yet. But as for myself, well, of course I named the planet Midgard, because I always do that. As for myself, I am an exploration and a combat guy. I tank, I tame, I fight. I do stuff, I do that kind of stuff. I'm not this person that can sit here and do this all day. I usually have friends for that. This game, I believe, supports up to 4 other up to 4 players. See, like, there's a bunch of iron here. My biggest complaints so far have been... So as you see, I don't have anything down here in the middle. I had to turn off fuel consumption for the mech. So you start with fuel consumption on, and it was just I couldn't do any exploring because I had to have so much fuel on me to explore. because it didn't seem to matter what I had on me, my fuel would always drop. And then you can find these flowers. You can bring back, you can destroy them, bring back their seeds, and then plant them. And then, yeah, take the vacuum attachment, and you can just suck the bloom right off. And it gives you the flower to make paint. And eventually you can make other colors, because that's it. Those are the only flowers available. Those are the only base colors available in the game until you get the paint mixer. Once you get the paint mixer, it's not this is the press. You make that. Then you can build this, the color mixer, and that's how you get other colors. You can see there's a bunch of stuff here. I have most of it. Yeah, merchant's arriving. I have most of it. There's pipes, you can do piping. There's a loom I haven't put down yet, or a compost box I haven't put down yet. I just got the automator, it's kind of pricey. There's different chests, different things. For weather, you can check the weather, you can accessorize your creatures. The watering drones, roads to make you go faster. Mineral extractor I just got. This is kind of one of those things where you put it down somewhere on top of like a resource node, and it kind of continuously gets you materials daily. So you don't have to like bring something back here and crush it in the mineral crusher. It just does it automatically for you. There's usually there's a water pump. I don't know what milestone it is, but eventually you can get a water pump to go here so that you don't have to refill that. And this is as simply as doing that to refill it. Yay, it's refilled. And this feeds. These feed into this, which then the drone comes by, picks up, and then takes it out there. And then if you stand in water, as you can see, I'm losing water but gaining water because I'm standing in the water. Otherwise, if you didn't have that, you'd have to like find water and suck it up with the vacuum. My biggest gripe that I'd have to say that if the developers listen to anything is in single player, remove the teleportation limit. You can teleport one time per day. So I thought, okay, I can teleport one time per day. So this is the entirety of the map. Not that big, not that impressive. Kind of tells you what resources are where, how many artifacts. So those are kind of the story. Very boring story. Finding the art. So story-wise, other than being super boring and kind of cliche, the other thing the artifacts do is it unlocks the strange decorations, which are kind of boring. You saw some in the house with the candles and that weird table and stool. But you can go out, collect resources. There's animals out here that you can feed, and then when you feed them, they poop and give you more resources and other things. So I built another farm out here because there's a lot of iron around here. So I'm like, okay, what I'll do is I'll teleport here, go get the iron, and then teleport back. Because it was like you can teleport to your farm once per day. So I'm like, oh, multiple farms. Maybe it's multiple teleports. Wrong. You can only teleport once per day to any farm. It's not a big map. But unless you've cleared a path from point A to point B, there's a lot of stuff, and these exploding things, the enemies, they respawn pretty quickly. So getting from point A to point B is practically impossible without sacrificing the day. Pretty much sacrificing the entire day. And getting resources for certain things. So here's all the stuff I got while sleeping. These 4. Economics. This kind of tells you the current what. So you can go grab it and then go sell to the merchant. And of course the other stuff. Walk over here. And this is another thing that's a big gripe.
Come on up and take a look.
All these things she has, cool. You can buy it off of her. These seeds, different parts. These are all basically cosmetics you can buy, which some of these are really cool. I like the night engine. I like the night engine. The night Florentine or Florent engine. Sell. You can only sell what's in your inventory. If she's here in the farm, I should be able to sell whatever is in the farm in my chest from my inventory to her. Not just what is in my direct inventory. That is so dumb.
Come back whenever you like.
But this is single player. I should be able to teleport at least once per day to this farm and to this farm. Not once per day ever in general. And then this is some of the basic storage. And then the future storage, like the larger storage. Like these chests have a spot where you can put a hose into. And there's all kinds of different items. There's all kinds of different things. Different materials, metals, ingots. And I have already spent 40 hours getting to this point. And it's just getting to more and more ridiculous wants and asks for something that's supposed to be done. So this is the animal lady. And she wants different things the animals drop, and you just give it to her, and it increases her rep. You can also store animals in case you have too many of one. And then this guy's like a genetic researcher.
Ah, yes.
He can you give him the mutated, because that's another thing. When you grow your crops, you can get mutated.
Right then.
He'll also trade you stuff like sprouts for different kind of, if you need like a different kind of tree, you can trade different trees for different things. His whole thing is he gets this seed splitter over here. You put seeds in it, normal seeds in it, and these seeds that come out, they will give you a higher chance of getting mutated crops. As you can see over here, this also was like, I just want these ones, but I also want the mutated version. I want this, plus I want the mutated version of it. So those are ready. High yield. Yeah, so you can see if it's normal yield, they're a little tiny. If it's high yield, they're like sparkling. If they're mutated, they're a completely different color. These still have a couple days. But going back, these still have a couple days. But going back to, I couldn't do any exploration. I wasn't having fun because I pretty much was carrying nothing but fuel on me to go anywhere on the map. None of the better oils or better crops, you could say, oils were doing any better. There was no like fuel efficiency mods to like reduce how much fuel I was taking or using. And by the time I got anywhere, it was already evening. So I went in and I got rid of the fuel for my engine or for my mech, and I increased the days to the maximum. And at that point, I could finally do something in this game. I'm not playing multiplayer, I am playing single player. It should not be, I think I was like 25 hours into the game, and I was finally getting somewhere. Especially when your starting material is bronze. No game should be starting material bronze. You should start like copper. You had copper. You used that copper to make a handful of things, but you also needed nickel. You also needed tin. And then as soon as you got all that stuff, you made bronze ingots. And I'm like, that is just too much for like the start of a game to have 4 or 5 different things. Like if I was to make the copper into copper bars and then use the copper bars to get some of the tier 2 stuff or tier 1 stuff, like tier 1 is the plain copper, tier 2 at the bars. Then you go bronze, then you go that stuff to kind of get the higher and higher, better stuff. That's understandable. But this was like, no, you need this stuff before you can even get this stuff to make your day go by even better. And I mean, the game is beautiful. I'm not gonna say it isn't. I'm not gonna like downplay it any other way. This game is beautiful. I believe this is on max graphics, but you would have to play this game with friends to make it work. I could like this. I am on single player thinking like it would have given me a break, because you can play this with up to 4 other people, and just having one other person would have cut my time down in half. Because one person could be watering while the other person, like, you get these mods where I can like turn into a car and go really fast, which helped a little bit but took forever to get, and actually was a new thing they just added. Or instead of punching things, I got the harvester. But those all came late in the game. But that's it for this one. Thank you for watching. Hey, knock it off. Thank you for watching, and until next time, you be you, you stay you, and most importantly, adventure on.